Thank you so much, George, for that very insightful discussion. It's really fascinating to hear so much more about the utilities of NFTs and their importance into the metaverse as we're slowly making that progression. And up next, we have what I'm going to consider a very important chat, because I am staying on stage. You're going to get a bit longer of me speaking, and I'm going to be speaking with Kumar, who is the CEO and founder of Cashaa, and we are going to be doing a discussion a little bit about the secrets of the banking industry within crypto. So please come up on stage, Kumar, and let's have our discussion. Do we need a microphone? No, you're good. Yeah, you don't need a microphone?
I don't need a mic. Everyone can hear me.
Can everyone hear Kumar? Yeah, I think so. I don't think you...
I'm tired from the last time.
Are we going to sit down? Yeah, we're going to take a seat. Right, perfect. So let's start our discussion. So actually, well, firstly, I have a podcast, so I should be quite good at holding interviews, so I hope this one goes well. And I also have a background in corporate finance, so banking is one of the many different assets which I've done over my time developing into the crypto industry. And I find it fascinating what Cashaa are doing and the issues actually that crypto companies do face in terms of banking. So why don't we start understanding a little bit about the problems that most crypto companies have when they try to establish bank accounts?
Yeah, so you just say the problem. The problem is that crypto is something which is still very new, and as a regulated institution, it's very difficult, especially for the banks, to understand the business model. So we started in 2016, which was quite early for crypto companies. We are today, 7 years later. The banks have been matured, the system integrators, the payment processors have more knowledge of crypto, the compliance, but still it is not the scale which we need. So imagine what was in 2016. You know, even the likes of, I think, Coinbase was getting shut down till 2018-19.
Yeah.
So what we have figured it out at a very early stage is that it's not the problem is in the crypto companies or something. It's a two-way problem. One is the crypto companies also lacks the compliance infrastructure because there is not one. Mm-hmm. So they have to do everything by themselves. While on the other side, the banks always had this problem that they don't know what is the business and how much the business is going to come. So it's a black box risk which they were taking. Mm-hmm. And the result of that was that most of the crypto companies was denied for any kind of regulated services, including the bank accounts. And that's what we worked, and finally, I think in 2019, we opened our first account. And since then, we are, going up and up.
Yep, Casha's been growing. And it's so true, because we sort of forget when you're within this industry how new it is. You're talking about the banking system is archaic. It's been going on for hundreds of thousands of years, the whole monetary system. And we're in a time now where we're taking on board a whole new technology. It's a whole new realm that we haven't seen before. So how do Cashaa approach that? What sort of due diligence do you do in order to ensure these crypto companies are complying with all of your investigations?
Yeah, we cannot be like 100% sure that we are onboarding only the good actors, because I think we were also the bankers for the likes of Luna. But obviously we learned a lot with this, especially when you are banking a major portion of the crypto industry. It's not possible that we know that every company we are onboarding is 100% good. But we do have a very rigorous process. I think normally for a bank account, especially for the corporate accounts, we take anywhere between 6 to 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. We try to figure out as many as things, what jurisdiction they are, what licenses they have. So that's all said and done. I think that's what we are doing. But because we are a little early in the industry, what happened that we are connected with the industry also. So we understand at least who were the early innovators. Mm-hmm. That's what the easy area to start. So for example, when we talk about the let's say, for example, likes of Binance, or in India, we have CoinDCX or BitBNS, and all these big VC funded. So there is few companies which are become very easy to onboard. But then there are companies and business model which was not also very clear for us. So we have to keep educating, but because our background in this space a little early, that helps us to understand the risk and most important, understand the business model so that we can onboard those companies.
Of course, when you've been in this new industry long enough, I feel like you learn about companies quicker, you know the red flags to look for. Even as someone working, within the space, I see projects and I think, this sounds like an interesting route to take. Are you sure your white paper really represents what you're doing? So, we all have the ability to review companies, but for Cashaa, you've been in the industry long enough to sort of know what you're looking for. And as you say, it's not 100% proof, but you're there to support these companies and help them to establish their banking system so they can be successful within this. You are the foundations, basically, of so many businesses out here, so many different companies. And in terms of, obviously, you have a large client base, but what are some of your main competitors, like new companies getting into the industry?
Yeah. I say, no, that's 5 years ago, it was a complete different. I think today, in fact, the big high streets banks are slowly started to opening up. Glad that none of the UAE banks, I'm still happy for that.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, keep it that way, because of course that keeps our business going, right?
So we can have events like this, so the UAE don't.
We have a lot of, especially US, because we are a US bank. We are mostly regulated in US. So we have a Metropolitan, we have a Silvergate. There is a lot of different banks which are in the same line. One thing which we are doing, being early adopter or early innovator in the industry, that we are trying to see that how we can stay ahead of the competition. That's the only thing we can do. We have to constantly improve us. We have to innovate us. That's what we are doing. So most of these big banks, they are not still, if you see the on-ramp and off-ramp systems, they are still missing. So what we are trying to see that if we can expand our currencies. So currently today I think the biggest pair biggest fiat which we support is still United States dollar, then euro, and then GBP if we talk about the client base. So we are trying to see that what are the other regulations or other jurisdictions we can include. We are very happy and flexible to work with the other smaller banks in different countries, see that if we can bring our competency, we can bring our compliance structure to that country and to those banks and see if we can onboard them.
Yeah, so giving your clients a bit more option and trying to stay on top of your competitors and outperform them, be better. You've got the history and you can just keep pushing on and, as you say, innovate. In this space, it's all about innovation. And how about being within the bear market right now? How has Cashaa found that as sort of banking in crypto?
Yeah, of course, we have less business now. I think all our client base in last 7 to 8 months, we have closed roughly, I don't have exact numbers, but at least 100 plus companies accounts because either they were planning to file for bankruptcy or the statements were not good. So yeah, of course, it all reflects on our P&L. So what we are planning, I think we have spent enough time and we have stayed strictly business to business. We never thought the need to come out and tell people that, okay, we need more customers. I think that's now that in this, and one of the things which happened, we have seen a lot of likes of Luna and the other companies who have crashed down, and these companies were quite young. That's very surprising that, that it's so young companies, if we talk about FTX or we talk about Luna or Celsius, they were very, very young companies. So one of the things which we are decided to do in this bear market, that how about we start to see what we can do directly to the end consumer. So that's one of the reasons that we have released a mobile wallet. It's not very fancy or very high-tech thing to say that we finally, after 7 years, we got a mobile application, but we feel proud of it that now we have a mobile app which can be used by the general audience, directly B2C consumers. And some of the benefit, be it the regulation, be it the security, be it the compliance, we can bring directly to the end user and see that if that something can help to the industry even more.
And what's been the biggest challenges moving from B2B to B2C? Have you faced many challenges as Cashaa to make that transition?
I think we are still facing a lot of challenges. It's a lot of work because coming from B2B, how our compliance is designed, how our salespeople are designed, that's completely different. When you go to B2C, we remember in the early days, we were even happy to do, I don't know if we have some of the customers here, we were doing transactions on email. You send us an email and we do the transaction in your behalf. We didn't even have a software. We're like, okay, let's leave the software aside. Let's solve the problem. So if you have a company who want to store, let's say, $5 million, $10 million, let's provide them the space. Let's do everything on the email. Ask them the email when they want to send the money, and just keep it like that. So yeah, tech is certainly one of the it's very easy to say that it's very easy to build all this tech, but I think when you are overly regulated and compliant, it also becomes very difficult. So tech certainly been one of the challenges for us, and especially now when we are going to B2C, we can't onboard new customers asking them email to send transactions. So yeah, we need the application, so that's something which we are dealing with. That's why we feel a lot of proud to have something out which is which can be used by the end user. Also, it took us a lot of time to convince the regulators in different market, because when it comes to B2C product, the compliance process, not on the company side, but on the regulator side, it increases. We have to be more thorough. We have to understand that what people are doing, because now you are trying to increase. So today, let's say if we are managing 600 clients.
Yeah, it's volume, you're increasing a lot.
I can name maybe 50 of my clients right now, right? But once you have, I don't know, maybe 1 million customer, you cannot know that. So you need more strict, more automated compliance systems, more powerful AML systems. So all these things, and we are working on that. And it's a constant process. It's not something which we just have to put it. So that's something I think we have to keep building it, because also the regulation is updating. By the time we implement something new, you already have something new coming in.
Yeah, we are within an iterative industry which constantly is changing. And obviously you've seen over the years many companies coming to you with their ideas and looking for banking. So what would be your best advice to companies that are starting out in the crypto industry when they're trying to apply to get a bank account, something like that? What do you look for, key aspects of crypto companies? Is there anything?
Yeah. I have a whole list. First, the easier and the cleaner the company structure is, the better it is. That's number one. Try, because now we are in the age, it's not anymore 2016, 2018, not 2020. Try to have a compliance guy in your team who understand the compliance, who can at least write the same things which you as a founder writing, ask a professional to write us. And that's what helped us in the beginning a lot. So all our relationship managers, they are a little more trained in this, that when they are talking to the new founders, they try to help them to structure their words, how they are putting. Because sometimes it's also important how you say things, right? How you are putting it, not just assume everything. And so that's this is one of the biggest reason we have seen for the rejection, is that the papers were not in order. The business is not described very well. There was no risk indicators in the business. So if you write, which requires just a professional, if you have an AML and compliance guy which is professional, who have at least 2 years of experience, you don't need like a 10 years of experience guy, I think you can get an account. It's not very complicated, but you have to have these basic infrastructure.
And I'm sure you've had lots of success stories of crypto companies coming to you, establishing their bank accounts, and then absolutely smashing it as companies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
We take proud. I think more than at least 50 companies we onboard, they all are unicorn. So
which is
so that's obviously we take proud, and that's one of the reasons we now became very slow in onboarding new businesses, because many of these businesses have become huge. Some of them became mega huge. So the transactions have increased anyway.
Yeah.
So and the industry is growing continuously.
It definitely is. Look at the amount of people here today.
It's growing continuously. So yeah, even we don't onboard, I think we are making the impact which we can make to this crypto industry. And we are quite happy with that.
Yeah, as I was saying, Cashaa, you are the foundation of everything. Without banking, there is no company. So everyone sort of needs Cashaa.
Yeah, if you're dealing in the fiat side, if you are the DeFi model, or if you're, because I think I'm a believer, it's not that I had any dream to start a banking system for the crypto company, I did it because of the need.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our friends in early 2014, 2015 were struggling for it. So it's not that I did it because it was my born dream that I'm going to do this. We did this because industry needed it. And I'm very happy to switch to something else or do something else. I have a lot of hobbies which I would like to do in case even we don't need it relevant in the industry. But I think we got a good team which is constantly pushing and keep adding new product. And I think that's keeps us relevant almost every year by year.
Yeah, I think watch this space, especially as you're transitioning to more consumers, onboarding more. I mean, the app is coming. When is the app coming?
It's already live.
Oh, the app is already live?
You can download it. That's why now we started making a small promotion around it. So you can download, give us a feedback. Excuse me if there are mistakes. We are learning. What we are bringing is a little regulation, a security, a trust, which we have given to more than 500 crypto companies. We are not perfect. We have to learn. And we are very open to learn. Doesn't matter how old we become. We have to keep learning from the, especially going B2C. It's a nightmare, I think. We will have a separate discussion on this, but yeah, I'm very proud that we are doing this.
There's still so many positives to come. And yeah, as you say, they can scan the QR code outside. You're giving away 10 dirhams as well, aren't you? Yes, why not? Why not? So yeah, thank you so much, Kumar. It's been really insightful. I think everyone would agree how fascinating it's been, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Want to take some questions?
Yeah, any questions, anyone?
If anyone have a question, I'm very happy to take at least one or two. If not, we can talk later. Or we can talk in, I don't know, high tea, after party.
Oh, you're going to be, Kumar's going to be here for the rest of the day.
Perfect. Let's finish it. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.